money talk today on speaking terms with me.
Well, collectors, here we are again. Ob tells me it's DCT 171. Is that right, Ob?
Yeah, that's right.
171?
Yeah, it's
Wow.
DTC 171.
Well, what's the difference? All the letters are there. They're just a little out of order. That's all. I'm glad we're finally opening it because I need a drink and a cigar. I don't know what kind of presentation we're going to have today, but we'll do our best. Last week's was pretty hard to beat. I think we went almost 2.5 hours, didn't we, Ab?
Yeah, it was a long one.
Yeah. But we had a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is one of those oval cigars. I like these. So, here we are. I think we ought to have a drink. What do you think, Ob?
Sure.
All right, we'll have one to get started here. Yeah, this cigar tastes very nice. Lot of smoke and all that. Let's see, I'll just have a little one to start out. And Ob, you'll have your usual half a glass. Yep. Ob looks
It's half empty, that's all.
yeah. Give you a little of the wham here, just a little bit. I'll have a little. I hope everybody's doing okay, and boy, I can't believe it. 171, did you say this was, Ob?
Right.
Man. Boy, that's a lot of talking, isn't it? If you took all those videos and put them together, it must be days of videos, right?
It'll take you a week, yeah.
Yeah. Well, collectors, here's to you. First of the day. Well, we didn't have any questions per se from last week's video, but we got a few comments and we'll read them. I think everybody likes to hear what other people are thinking, and let's see, I'll start out with the last one here. I wish Tom would give up drinking. Horrible for him. Well, there you go. Thank you, sir. I appreciate your concern. However, I'm not giving it up. I like it very much, and I try not to abuse it, although if you guys watch these shows, you think I probably drink all day, but I don't, but just for the show. All right.
If you drank all day, you'd be the same.
Yeah, that's true, yeah. Oh, there's something on that same vein, I think. When you've had a good DTC, Tom starts slurring his words, and you have a full ashtray. I guess this is to you, Ob.
Yeah, I guess.
The last box was definitely the Larry. I guess he's talking about last week, and it's great to hear how excited Tom still gets when he's got a special dagger in his hands. Can't wait to see what next week brings. Well, that's very nice, and I do get excited. You know that. I never get tired of looking at these great artifacts that come in from all over the place. Let's see. There's a guy here. He says, another great video from you, Whitman and Rob. The fellow moaning about you drinking needs to wind his neck in. It's all part of the show and doesn't affect it in any way. Keep doing what you do. To all the moaners, go elsewhere if you don't like. All the best from Philip Cawley in the UK. Thank you, Philip. That's nice of you.
That must be some kind of English saying, because I've never heard that before.
Needs to wind his neck in. Yeah.
Watch your neck.
Yeah, that's not an expression we hear in America, but I get the gist of it, though. Here's another guy. I don't know what he's been doing, but he's been thinking up stuff here. He says, this is Michael McLaughlin. He says, I like my cigar again here a little bit. You know how we talk about having to tiptoe around the better half when we buy something, and sometimes we tell little white lies on what they cost and all. And Michael says, I would like to share a tip with traders and collectors. My main hobby has always been building model kits. My friends and I would go to shows and spend too much money on kits and accessories, often to our wives' dismay, fury, or worse. See, it's not just edge weapons or militaria, even model kits can get you in trouble. And he says, one of my friends came up with a genius idea. He bought a book of raffle tickets and a small roll of Scotch tape. At the show, he taped a raffle ticket to every kit that he bought, and when he went home, he told his wife that he had spent £10 on raffle tickets, and each one was a winner. Soon we were all doing it, and the traders soon caught on to this too. Some offered the service for a small fee, and others offered it free for purchases over a minimum spend. So there you go. There's kind of an ingenious way. Did you get the gist of that, Ob? They bought these raffle tickets, put them on the models that they bought, and then when they got home, they showed the wife that they won them in the raffle.
I guess.
Well, somehow I don't think most wives would believe that, but maybe in your case you got one that would. But man, that's the first time I've heard that. Let's see if there's anything else here that's of any interest. Here's one which I don't really understand, but remember last week Nick Capobianco was here and showed us some very interesting firearms. And
Man, Nick was great.
Nick was great, yeah. And
Nick's always great.
This guy says, the Arizonian, he calls himself, the lack of firearm discipline in this video is scary. Did we, I thought we were pretty cautious about that.
I thought so too.
I mean, how
We
many
checked
times
every
did he
time,
keep
yeah.
checking receivers and checking the barrels?
Checked everything.
He checked, I don't know what else you're supposed to do other than put bulletproof glass between you and the...
I don't know.
Well, everybody...
I wasn't too worried about it.
And here's another one that Hans Joachim says, Nicky should have his own show.
Yeah, Nicky should.
We got a lot of comments that people loved Nicky's lectures, and he's so knowledgeable with his history and everything, and I know I learned a lot about firearms just being there with him. Didn't you, Up?
Yeah, he's got a lot of good stuff, and he knows what he's talking about.
And everything that he had was just,
Man, he's got some great pieces.
marvelous condition. I thought there was an interesting thing that someone wrote in too after the video. Remember, Ob, that Nick had some pouches, different army pouches, and remember one of them had some red paint on it?
Yeah, yeah.
And I asked Nick what that red paint was. Did it mean anything? And he said he didn't know. And a collector wrote in that I think he was probably right. He said that during the inspection time in the factories, if there was a bag that didn't warrant being issued, they painted that red dot on it. Isn't that something?
Well, there you go.
It sounds right, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So, Nicky, I'm afraid
Sorry,
the bag you
Nicky.
have is it's not up to
It's a
snuff.
dud.
But then again, it might be more interesting than
Yeah.
a good one, you know?
Sure.
But that kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Just give it a little hit with a paintbrush and it goes out of the assembly line. Okay, well, I think that's all there is here. And we appreciate all the messages and questions and so forth that collectors send us, and we do try to address them every week, the following week after the last video. This drink is good. Well, there's another thing here. Last week, you guys may remember I had this assault badge that I got in with a group of stuff, and I noted that on the reverse of it, that the catch opened from the right side instead of the left side. And I wondered whether this was original, because badges just normally don't open from the right side. So, sure enough, there's a collector out there, Chris Rennert. He wrote that he has two badges of the same sort that both open from the left, and they're actually a collectible thing. They were only done by one maker.
One maker, yeah.
They call him unknown maker number 7. So they don't know who the maker is either, but somehow he got the name 7. Chris sent in a couple of his pieces, and in the pictures of them, they also open from the left, and it's the same type of metal. I must say, though, Chris's metal's in a little better shape than mine is. But
Still the zinc one, though, too, right?
he says they're not zinc.
Not
He
zinc?
says they look zinc. Let me read that, because it's kind of
It's a hot
interesting. He says it is a Kupol badge, meaning that it is of aluminum over copper construction, and of course having a silvered finish. So he says it's not made of zinc. So there you go.
Well, we never said we were experts on metals.
No, we never pretend to be.
I like this guy. He's like, oh, I'm not going to put a meter mark on there, so I'm just going to reverse the catch, and that'll be my
Maybe he has
my
6
mark.
other unknown makers too, so this is the 7th one. But isn't that interesting, though, collectors? Because you just never see that with metals, and when you come across something like that, you think, oh, gee, maybe this is no good. But then you start looking at it, and the badge looks really good, and it's not like they're going to be reproducing General Assault badges very often. But maybe they do.
We see that all the time. It's,
Yeah. Right. So that's that.
Well, maybe we have a buyer for that.
Yeah, it's not expensive. And then a couple other things. During the week, Ob's been going through some of our old boxes and piles
man.
of things.
Oh God, it's not
And
easy.
he's come up with more stuff that we never knew we had. But
Well, I never knew you had. You knew you had it, but you forgot about
I
it.
forgot that I had it. Yeah, stuff that you buy 30 years ago, 40 years ago, and you put it in a pile, and the pile keeps growing. And after all those years, who looks on the bottom of the pile?
Really good period books, though, especially Imperial books. And
Yeah, some of those Imperial books were just fantastic that I had forgotten that I had. But one thing here that Ob found that I thought was might be of interest to you collectors. There's no reason for me to have it, except that I thought it was interesting at the time, apparently. But this shows 2 photographs of Obersturmbannführer Otto.
just lay it flat for me.
Yeah.
Can you read it upside down?
Otto Weidinger. And apparently Weidinger was awarded the Knight's Cross, the Swords, and the Oak Leaves. And these photographs are both signed by him. And then on the reverse, That may be a picture of his.
Yeah, looks like it. Yeah.
And along with it is a letter that Weidinger wrote back in the, if it's dated, I'm not sure whether it is or not. He just talks about his time. He was the head of Das Reich, so he was quite a big deal, and a very, very good officer.
That's his service dates there.
Yeah, and then there's another folder with Weidinger's photograph, which is also signed. This is dated in 1963. There's a little letter there in German, and then on the back of this is a very long letter in German. I haven't translated them, but these are original things. The letters are post-war, and I assume that the photographs were signed post-war too, but they're his signature. And Weidinger is I think he died in the 1990s. But if somebody's looking for something nice to add to their
can you take
SS collection,
are the photographs mounted, or can you take one out? I mean, they're perfectly aligned, so I don't think they might be mounted.
They are.
Yeah.
Oh no, they're not. No. At least
Don't mess them up.
No, they're
glued in,
they're put in there. Yeah. But that's a pretty nice thing.
And you have no idea where these came from?
None. No idea how long we've had them. It was a surprise to me when you pulled them out. You said, "Pop, what are these?" I said, "Geez, I don't know, Ob. What do you got there?"
You got a new Uber Sturmbomb for your couple of autographs there. Looks like an important man.
Well, he was. I mean, can you imagine the leader of the Second Panzer, Das Reich? I mean, that was a pretty famous Panzer group.
And he was alive to tell the tale.
And he lived through it too. Yeah. And apparently wrote letters about it after the war. So.
Yeah, just laying around, you know.
Well, I don't know whether they have any real value, but I would think they
throw it on the pile.
Yeah, well, that's the kind of things that you do, and I don't know. We found a lot of other stuff too that we probably should show one of these days, because there were some just amazing books, boy.
Yeah, really nice stuff of those prints.
That whole book of naval ship prints. Oh, was that lovely?
They look brand new. It's just like, wow.
Do you know where that is, Ob? Maybe we could just show them.
Yeah, I could get it for you.
Yeah, just cut off a minute and we'll show them that book, because that was really an interesting thing. Yeah, well, collectors, Ob agreed to get these books out here so we could just give you a glance at them. I don't want to sell these because I'm a naval collector, but I just thought you would like to see the kind of elegance that they did in the time. Beautiful cover with the sword and the Kaiser crown there. Deutschland zur See. And you open it up, and it's got these flaps here to help preserve things. And then it's got prints of these beautiful battleships, all in color.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Just fantastic. Look at that stuff. Here's the Hohenzollern. That was the Kaiser's yacht. It was about 500 feet long. I just wish it still existed. Can you imagine what that yacht must have been inside? But they tore it apart in the early 20s. It's really a shame, but just to get a look at that stuff, I mean, just fantastic. Torpedo boat, yeah. I love this picture. Look at the smoke pouring out of there. Isn't that great? I mean, just unbelievable.
I wonder if it's the same artist.
I would think it would be, yeah. But they're just the way the sea is done and all, and they're just absolutely fantastic. Look at that. Isn't that great? You know, these ships, of course, burnt coal, and they didn't hear about Joe Biden's plan to clean up the earth. So, and I guess this is part of the reason why the earth needed some cleaning up too.
It's nothing. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, it's nothing. Yeah,
it's out to sea.
Yeah. Look at this stuff. Isn't that just great? Just absolutely beautiful.
They've really never seen the light of day. They're still in the
No,
same day
no,
they were
they're in
issued.
mint condition.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that, huh? Wow. Just beautiful. Whew. Man, look at here.
Oh, they are artist signed, I believe.
Maybe on the photos or the paintings someplace. They're paintings, right, Ob? They're
Yeah,
not.
they're paintings
They're
and
not
they're-
photographs.
No, they're not photographs.
And,
It's a lithograph.
What do you call this when they put all the flags out? I forget.
don't
There's
know.
a name for it, but isn't that fantastic? So this, there's another great. So this album goes on and on. There's a few dozen of these things.
You know, if you wanted to frame all those, if you could, they'd be everywhere.
Yeah, I won't go through the whole thing because of the time content, but isn't that amazing that they would make something like this up?
And I guess that's all for public consumption, wouldn't you think? I mean, that's not a given.
I
Wait, there's
think
something on the flap there. Turn that back. What's that say?
I don't know,
You don't know? Okay.
but maybe they just made these up to make the British mad. But you can see the Kaiser was obviously very, very proud of his fleet that he was building. And this was one of the reasons that England was so burnt up at Germany, and it had a lot to do with really World War One. The Kaiser felt that if he had a bigger army or a bigger navy than the British, that he could win the war. Well, he didn't have a bigger navy than the British, but he was doing pretty good. So that's that. Isn't that a beautiful thing? You like that, Ob?
Yeah.
And then we have another book that I thought was particularly interesting. This book was published in the 1920s, and apparently it was published by Eichhorn, and it's really very interesting because it's published in 3 languages. Yeah, see, it shows the Eichhorn factory and the old trademark from that time with the squirrel with the CE in it. And there's all kinds of things to see in here. St. Regis Grand, I wonder where that was. I'd love to stay at that hotel.
I think it says it right there. It's from Rome.
From Rome, okay, yeah. But look at these period photographs of machinery being operated in the Eichhorn factory. And it describes which each thing is their Hammerwerk. That's when they were slamming down the steel to create the blanks for the blades, and here's sharpening the blades, but there's a lot of just fantastic period photographs that I've never seen before, showing what went on in the Eichhorn factory. And I like things like this picture. Does it show? Well, this picture you can see all the belts and everything were all there's no protection. Nobody's wearing goggles. OSHA would have had a ball with a place like this. Yeah. It just amazing.
Yeah, there's the one I like. That's the parts room.
The
there.
parts room, yeah. Look at all the hilts laying all over and all the
Just
shells.
look at the size of
and-
the guy in the corner there. That shows you how big it is. On the
Yeah,
ladder.
yeah. But the book tells all about the factories and swords, and talks about the first swords that were made in the medieval times, and gives the names of some of the sword masters, and it talks about how nobody in the factories was there unless their great-great-great-grandfather was there too. So it was passed on in the family, and they had a very strong guild where you had to perform, you had to do terrific work, you had to be clean. There was no second-rate things. And even here, we see a little word here that meant a lot to Soligan. This goes back to the 20s. What is it? Face it, Soligan. Soligan made me. So that was one of the terms that was probably the motto of the factories. But this is a tremendous amount of knowledge that you can gain from this book as to how the factory started and the people that were involved. And then they go on to show some of the beautiful drawings. Here's a full color picture of a man tempering a blade. I mean, just and with these onion skin things. So the book remains in absolute perfect condition. There's a lot of color prints in here. Look at that beautiful thing. Oh my goodness gracious. Apparently the photography at this point was not up to what they could do with the drawing. So all these items were hand drawn. Look at that. Just fantastic. At this time, Eichhorn was selling a lot of swords, especially to South America and other parts of Europe. But this was before their heyday, of course, of the Third Reich. But they obviously weren't going out of business. Here they show you can buy the bags and the belts and hangers and different things. Even the types of axes they've made. Here's those engraved ones we still see today. I remember, didn't we once have one with a handle like that, Ob?
Yeah, sure.
And this is the old fireman's weapon that they carried. But some very, very, very extremely interesting things. Hirschfangers. Whoever saw a Hirschfanger with a sawback blade, huh? There you go. It was available. So I just thought I would share that with you because I forgot that I had this book, and now that I know that I have it, I'm going to spend a few hours and read it, and I'm sure that I'll gain some more knowledge from it that I didn't know in the past. So sometimes, it pays to go through
Yeah.
the old stuff, and you just never know what you're going to find, right?
Right.
Right. So that's that, and I guess we ought to do a little unboxing. We don't have a lot of stuff this week, but we've got a few things. And also, we did have 2 or 3 people come into the office and sell stuff too, so we'll show you those things. So let's see what we got here first, Bob. These are coming from a man I know in Connecticut, and his father used to be a coin dealer that I used to deal with, and his father also was able to buy a lot of military that came into his coin shop in the 60s and the 70s. So his son now is parting with some of these things that the old man bought. So let's see what we got here. This is stuff we don't know much about, Rob. This is this is a pretty cool eagle. Looks like some kind of a zinc political eagle. And I think we're going to have Barry Smith here next week. And I think I'll save this box for him because it's got a lot of field gear in here that I don't really know what it is, and he'll be able to. So we'll put this one off till later, huh, Bob?
Yeah, okay.
I think that's better. Let's see if there's something else that. See what this box is. This comes from the same man. Feels pretty heavy.
I think you're upside down there.
Upside down on.
Banging it all around.
Yeah, stuff's not wrapped, it sounds like. It's just banging around in there. Well, he brought it in by car, so I guess he didn't need to really wrap it well. He didn't know we were going to abuse it here, turning the box upside down. Oh well. Let's see what we got. Oh, he did put something in here. Not much though. The paper. I'll put this box on the stool here. It looks like we got a bunch of bayonets, Ob.
It's okay.
Yeah. Wow. What are these? The 82 model or something?
Man, look at that
They're
thing.
real long things. Ugly things they are, but I know some of you guys collect this stuff, so. Oh, the blade's nice on it though. Look at there.
Yeah, it sure is.
Hasn't been wiped off in 50 years, but it still looks like it's okay. Yeah, these are.
Let me see the hilt. This fitting looks like it's on backwards to me, but
No, it's not.
yeah, double
Staples
staple
on both sides. Yeah. Yeah, it's just the wood grips with the mortise lock and so forth. Oh, there is a maker on here. No, it's WK&C Company with the king and the knight head.
I can't really see it.
There's no great shakes, I know, but
Yeah, that's what it is.
because there are a lot of collectors that just love these old German bayonets. Let's see what else is in here. Wow. I don't know what this one is. I'm not even sure it's German.
No, it might be French, maybe, or something like that. I'm
Yeah.
not sure. Somebody will tell us.
Well, we're certainly hooked up with a rifle. It's
Yeah.
got the.
Oh boy.
No, it's made by WK&C.
Well, that doesn't mean
Wow.
it's
like a
distributed in
big
Germany.
cutlass.
Yeah.
And the blade is nice. It just hasn't been wiped off for years. See, it's got the old king and the knight
Sure.
trademark. Yeah. Yeah, that's really something, isn't it?
For its age, it's in good shape. It's old.
Yeah, I don't know what that is, but well, this looks like similar. Look at the size of the lug on that one. Yeah. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, similar blade. This is just marked Wilhelm something. But, you know, nice old thing for you guys that are into this stuff. Yeah. And there's a couple more of the 81 types. Wow, this one's in nice condition. Look at there, Rob.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, that's really, really nice. Leather's still
Yeah, it's in great
quite
shape.
good, and yeah, the blade just needs to be wiped off. Looks like a mint blade. It just is covered with dirt.
Any
Yeah.
maker on that?
No maker on that one. Yeah, that's kind of nice.
Man, they had some long bayonets back then. Whew.
Yeah, boy, even if you were a fat guy, they'd go all the way through. And then here's another one, also not in bad condition at all. Got a lot of serial numbers all over it, on the crossguard and on the scabbard. I think they do match.
Again, with the double staples on the bottom fitting.
Yeah, they probably needed that because it got thinner because of the length of the blade. The leather was thinner. Yeah, there you go. Long blade with the quill back on the end. Ah, wow, this was made by E&F Horster. So Horster was in business way back then too.
Oh, that's got to be one of their first pieces.
Yeah, I would think so, yeah. Wow. How about that? Let's see what the other side, yeah. So there you go. No great shakes there, but... Oops. There we go, I didn't do it right. We'll put them back. And so if there's somebody out there that needs these kind of bayonets, we got them. This is the kind of stuff we don't get into often, Ob.
That might be a good thing.
Might be good. Well, they used to be in good shape.
Yeah,
No, you'd have to do a lot more than that to hurt one of these things. Okay, so there's that bayonet grouping.
that gravity all the time, I'll tell you. What happened here, Dad? You get maced?
Yeah, well, I don't know. I just thought we needed something here just for protection. Let's see what else we got here. See what this is coming from.
Hold on, we gotta take a break. I need a fresh one.
Okay. Fresh pop for Rob. All right, Rob.
On our monthly Guinness calendar, it says it's 10 to 1. 10 to 1, it's Guinness time.
Yeah, that's pretty good, isn't it? I don't get that. That's pretty clever. I like that.
I know. Is it an odds thing or is it a clock thing or I don't get it?
I kind of get it, but it's just a play on words. And there we go. Hob,
Okay,
you're in business.
we shall continue.
Yeah. This next box comes from our man in New Hyde Park. We've had some things from him in the past couple of shows, haven't we?
Yeah. New York, right?
Mm-hmm.
Roosevelt Town.
Yeah, Roosevelt. All right, let's see what we got from New Hyde Park here.
What is it? Always been called New Hyde Park, or is New Hyde Park a new town?
I don't know about that. Good question.
I thought it was just Hyde Park.
Well, we're not gonna
No, we're not gonna look that
not
up.
gonna cut the video off to look that up. I'm sure you guys from that area know the answer to that.
Yeah.
So somebody will send in the answer, and we can answer that next week in the
There
questions.
you go.
Well, let's see what we got here from New Hyde Park.
Got some bubble wrap.
Got some bubble wrap. Little letter. See if there's anything that I should be alert to. It's a list of what's here. Okay, that's always handy to have. I like that when people tell us what's in the boxes, because sometimes we forget something, and or it gets tangled up in the packaging and we don't realize it's there. So it's always good to have a little inventory. Oh, let's see what we got here. I'll take this stuff out. Looks like all fairly small things. Alright. So let's see what we got here, Rob. Doesn't look like edge weapons.
No.
Not this strip there. Let's see what we got. Oh, looks like some kind of passbook or something, odd sold book or something. Ah, it's a Nazi Party membership book.
Yeah.
Nice condition too, isn't it? Look at that. I think there's a lot of collectors that like this kind of stuff, though.
Yeah, they're more rarer than.
Yeah, it's not a sold book.
It's from 35 too. So that's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah.
No number in it.
Well, I'm sure it does. Let's see. We got to get further along here. Ah, there we go.
Bang, yeah. 33.
Yeah. What's our man's name here? Wilhelm Kaufs, looks like. July 1936. So Wilhelm looks like a reasonable man. He looks like my banker. So let's see, not many
Not
entries
much
though.
action.
No, oh well, he's got a lot of stamps in here. Yeah, it's filled with I guess they were used to purchase things. I guess I don't know what they were, but
That's another question for our friend Mr. Smith.
yeah. Okay, so that was the first piece in this box, and the man's inventory tells us a lot about it. Nazi Party membership book. That's it. Okay.
Well, he's not wrong.
No, he's not wrong about that. No. All right. Let's see what the next item is here. Ah, this is really put together nicely here. Well, I see some pictures of the Hotel Lindauerhof on the Bodensee. Looks like a nice place. I think it's a photo postcard type thing. And wow, okay, yeah. On the back, look who it's addressed to.
Herr, Adolf Hitler? Is that what that says? Come on.
Yeah, it is, yeah. It's addressed to Hitler. And a little note to him. So this man, he must have, oh, it said to his Munich address, when in his Munich apartment, probably.
What's the date on the stamp say?
Yeah, if I can make it out here. Wow. 25 August 1926. So this is a real early postcard. I don't know that man's name, but maybe somebody could have.
Carl something.
Well, let's see what our man says about it. Postcard addressed to Adolf Hitler when he was living in a one-room apartment in Munich on Tierstrasse. He occupied this apartment from 1920 to 1925. Card postmarked 1925. I think that's a very nice thing. In the early days, you know, he was out of prison then and trying to get the party started again. And,
probably confiscated from his apartment. He just kept all the correspondence. It was probably just in some big drawer, you know.
Yeah. Gee, that's kind of a nice thing. I would think somebody out there would like to have that. It's well preserved too. I like that. You like that, collectors? That's not the kind of thing you see.
It's worth a lot more money if it was the other way around.
Well, still, it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is.
And there's not a lot of things that are connected to the early days with Hitler. Let's see what we got here.
Yeah, 27, that's kind of like a dead year, you know. It's like
26, I think.
26,
25, 26, yeah. It was right after he got out of prison. He was reorganizing again then and trying to figure out how to get the power without trying to take power. He knew that didn't work. So here we have another pass here. The owner says Third Reich passport in leather case. Is this a passport?
It says race pass.
Yeah, I guess it. No, it's it's a passport belonging to a man named Berger. First page of the passport has been stamped with a large red letter J. Yeah, well, we know what that is. Following the traveling stamps on its pages, it appears he was able to get out and settle in Australia. A much better place for him during this time in history. Well, that's pretty interesting then. Wow. This is the kind of thing that a museum might be interested in.
Looks like Steve Carroll.
Let me see. Wow. I think this is very interesting.
This is dated March 39, so
He got out then.
just in time.
Yeah.
Not that it wasn't horrible. He's in Vienna here.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of a nice book. I'm glad. He's a doctor too. I'm glad that he was. Dr. Berger was able to make it out.
I wonder if that's a stamp or if that's just the way the page came when they issued it.
I think it's a stamp. I think, I don't know, but
Then it's dated
Yeah.
too.
yeah, it's dated 39. Wow, this is a very interesting thing. Wow, I wonder if his family's still around. They'd probably love to have that. It's a great thing, really. You don't see this kind of stuff. At least we don't. Wow. I'll have to write to my friend that has the Holocaust Museum in Florida and see if that might be of interest to him. I think it very well may be. That's a very historical document. Not a nice thing, but this is what happened during the time, and thank God that man got out. Let's see what we got next here. This must be the leather-bound Third Reich passport in leather case. Wow, look at the condition of that.
There, now that's better. Yeah.
Wow, that's nice, isn't
Boy,
it?
that is cool.
That is really
I've never
great.
seen anything like that before.
No, so that's what a Third Reich passport looked like.
I wonder when they started issuing them.
With that, you could probably go anywhere you wanted to go.
Well, not for long, but yeah.
No, but that's certainly got the...
Germany, yeah.
Yeah. But, wow.
Wow, that's in great shape.
Love the cover. And there's
I
the
bet you
passport.
this leather container is a very rare thing.
It's actually made in Barcelona, Spain. Well, they were big leather makers there, yeah. This is to somebody named Eggert. And there's Herr Eggert. He does not look like a man you want to mess with.
A very jolly.
Yeah, jolly fellow there, yeah. Yeah, he just told a joke, you can tell. Yeah, some joke, huh, guys? Well, there you go. There's what a legitimate...
What kind of dates you got stamped in there, Pop?
That's 41. That's 41.
Yeah, so it was on.
Yeah, so he was all around. Look at this. This is 41 also. Wow. Now, this is a very interesting document. It doesn't look like he got anywhere after 1941, though. That's 41 also.
I have to study that a lot more.
Yeah, but
That's a Barry. I really like these.
that's a and it's in wonderful condition. And the leather cover is fantastic.
Well, it's really in great shape. Big
Yeah, look at
door
that.
and everything else. Yeah.
Look at that, guys, and that is really neat.
Yeah, that is really something. I've never seen anything like that.
No, I guess to you document collectors out there, we see that all the time. But,
yeah, barrels full of those things. That's really nice leather too. Supple.
yeah, superb leather, the best. How about that, huh? Boy, you never know what you're going to get in here. Wow, I like that. Boy, it's not an edged weapon, but you talk about history, huh? Boy, there it is, all in writing and pictures and stamps, and man, that's a very, very good thing. I like that. And let's see what we got here. It says AH Stationery. Yeah, here's a couple of. This would be the kind of the personal type stationery. There's one sheet there, and this is a blank sheet, but it's embossed with the AH Eagle.
Tough to get that.
So this is personal.
Hold it up to the light, see if there's any watermarks.
No, just the embossing of the AH. I've never seen that before. This is pretty rare stationery. Huh. Yeah, this would have been from his personal area. This
Yeah.
is not the government section of the Rice Chancellery.
And I don't remember ever seeing that document written on before or anything, you know, that
No.
paper. So
No, that would have been personal stuff. So that's a rare thing too. Yeah, this is stuff we don't normally show, but I think it's very historical. These letters. There's two of them that come directly from Auschwitz, and there's a translation here of what they say. That's the one, and this is another one here. I think from the same person.
yeah,
Apparently, they had their own stationery for prisoners there, and get this over there.
well, it's the mail stamp that really you don't see. Not that I have ever.
No, this is not our kind of thing, but we just thought it's so historical that it would be maybe worth looking at a little bit
I'd
here.
like to see what the translation says if we can, when we get around to looking at it later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Well, that's an interesting box.
Yeah, it's a
The
very
stuff in that
interesting
box
box.
was really. We talk about historical things.
Yeah, that's it, man.
I mean, again, like we say many times, this was not a good time, but it is history, and it happened. Again, these are things that I think the Holocaust Museum might be interested in. They're really, really good items there. Ooh, boy. Kind of sad just looking at that stuff, isn't it, odd a little bit? I don't like that part of the
Yeah, well,
history, but
you can't get a little pregnant.
yeah, we don't want to get into it, but we just thought we would show it to you because these are things that you're not gonna see very often. Okay, that's it for that stuff. I'll just put it all back in the box. Well, you saw some things that we don't normally have here. It's not really our thing, but again, it's wow. It's really really rare things. Okay, guys. I think we have another box here. Wow.
I wanted to get that picture of Nicky he put up there.
What, Nicky's picture? Where's that?
Right there.
I don't see him, but
It's right above the fencer there, my man Steve Armando. To the right.
over here.
No, right above you. Right, you're staring at it. It's got a red shirt on. Up and to the left. Oh my God.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, there's me and Nicky. Yeah. Well. That was kind of hard, that stuff, Bob. I don't usually.
I've seen worse.
Yeah. And we're certainly not showing that to offend anybody. We're just showing what comes in here, and I believe it's really history, and not good history, but all right, here we got something from Flagler Beach, Florida. We usually get something every week from this man, don't we, Ob?
Where is it?
Flagler Beach, Florida.
I don't think we've ever got anything from Flagler Beach.
Or I should say Flagler Beach, Florida. Flagler was the man that ran the railway down to Florida.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we have talked about it.
Yeah. Now let's see here. that we got here from this man. He always sends us some interesting things.
Oh boy.
What that is, but, well, we shall see here.
That looks like an honor goblet to me.
Boy, that'd be nice, huh? Boy, if it's an honor goblet, you got some eyes on it. Telling you. You know, Ob, I think you're right. I think you are right, Ob. Yes, it is.
Oof, got a nice patina too.
Wow. Does it ever... Wow. Beautiful thing. Wow, look at that, collectors. Wow. Mm-hmm. That's a honey, isn't it, Ob?
Sure.
Let's just see. It was issued to Obergefreiter Joachim Meyer on 10 December 1942, and it's a alpaca one. But the patina is fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
And
nice.
let's see what this is with it.
It's like a dossier.
Wow. Oh. Look at this, guys. It looks like we have the documents.
Presentation document.
Maybe. We'll see. Wow. Let's see, how does this work here? Oh, here we go.
Boy, I must got a hole in the bottom of this glass.
Yeah, you drank that already? Here's this is addressed to the Bolka Regiment, and Hans Meyer, wasn't that the man's name on the goblet? Yeah, Gefreiter Joachim Meyer. And there's more stuff related to it, addressed to the Bolka Regiment. Wow, how about that? Uh-oh, I think this says that he was killed.
Yeah, gefallen.
Yeah,
Post
yeah,
presented after death, I believe.
yeah. Huh. Yeah, I'll have to translate these, but
Well, let me see the document below all that.
yeah, here's awarded the honor Pokel, the Aaron Pokel, in 1942. What was the date on this? Yeah, 1942. Wow, the Pokel's dated December 10th, 42, and this is December 5th,
Yeah.
giving him the award. How about that? They're mentioning something here about the Ritterkreuz also on the death notice. I wonder if he was awarded the Ritterkreuz after posthumously or something. Well, let's see what these other documents are. Yeah. In memory of their extreme bravery as a flyer. The honor Pokel. There's his name with the Goering signature and the big embossed eagle.
Sure.
And it's signed by General der Flieger. I can't recognize the signature, but I'm sure some of the other. And here's other stuff regarding it. Another letter from 1942 and in 1943. I don't know, we'll have to translate these, but obviously you have everything you'd ever want to have.
It's well documented and
our
well
friend
cared for, yeah.
Meyer. Shame he didn't live through the war. I guess he got shot down a year later.
Well, can't say what he did, but
well, we'll look it up. But that looks like a terrific piece.
yeah, it's nice. It's a nice grouping.
Yeah, how about that, collectors? Boy, when do you see that? All the documents surrounding the award. Wow. Well, okay, Ob. Boy, that Luftwaffe goblet was a surprise, huh?
Yeah,
Wow,
especially with all the documentation.
Yeah, boy, that's a honey. I'll have to look him up. Maybe there's a picture of him or something. But it's very rare that you see one with all those documents.
I'd love to know how he was killed in the war.
Well, there'll probably be a record of that somewhere.
Yeah.
But, it always amazes me how. I mean, that stuff obviously must have been saved by the family because he was killed. And why would a family sell that? It just.
Well, things happen, Dad. You know.
Yeah. Man, I'll tell you. Well, that was a.
Maybe they didn't. Maybe the GIs took it in 45. You know what I mean?
They took all the papers with
yeah,
them.
maybe it was all together. And like, thank you.
Yeah, it could have been too.
You never know.
I don't know, but that's a great item there. Boy. Well, that's all the boxes we have. But we did have a couple of people walk in this week and sell us some stuff directly. So I'll show you those things. I'm slurring here already. That'll make me slur a little more. This is one thing. Came into the office yesterday. A nice couple brought this in. It comes from the man's father, who was in Germany in the 60s, not during the war. And he bought this dagger and brought it home. And I think you'll like this a lot. This piece is in total untouched condition. Look at the beautiful patina of the cross guards and the eagle and the scabbard mounts, and the anodizing is very good on it. No hit to the ball. The guard just fits like a rubber glove. Look at that. Just fantastic.
Yeah, no shrinkage at all.
No. They're both sides. And it comes from the Hesse area, H-E. And when we take the blade out, it's a nice one. I don't think it's complete mint, but it's pretty nice. It does have the grain in there,
That
and a nice dark motto. Yeah, very presentable blade. Really, really nice.
Almost looks like a Gebruder Heller.
No, this is a real rare one. This is a Melzer and Feller.
What was that?
Melzer and Feller. And it has the logo of a running colt. And it comes from a little town that we don't hear much about as dagger makers. It was called Cellar. And Ob and I looked it up. It's in the middle of Germany. It's in a part of Thüringen, but I think it's a little town there. And it's been. I think I have one of these in my personal collection. But other than that one that I have in my own collection, I think this is the only one I've ever seen. And
That's a rare maker.
yeah, we looked it up yesterday too. It's a 10 on the McSar scale, so that's as rare as you're going to see. It's just for you guys that are collecting rare SAs. The condition is great. Just looking at the tang nut too, it's never It's never been apart.
No way.
Never been apart.
And sometimes you compromise just to get those rare makers on
Yeah.
a lesser dagger, just to have the maker.
Yeah,
but that's a
there's
great
no
shape.
compromise
Yeah.
here. This is really a choice piece. Got a good click as it goes in too, and I love the grip. There's no wear on the grip either. You know, it just really beautiful, and the fit and all. It just
I think a lot of guys will like that.
it's kind of got everything. I think it's a. If it weren't for the Luftwaffe goblet, I would say this was the Larry. But and then a couple other things came in from another person, and I think these are also very nice. You'll see here, collectors. This is an SS NCO. It's in nice condition. It's a nickel-plated example. Nice grip on it, no chips or any problems, and it's made by the unmarked maker, which was the same maker that made the unmarked Officer Degen, because it has the white washer on it.
Yeah.
And then what you have with it too, it's got a nice blade, really nice blade. On the throat, you have the SS proof stamping, the, what do we call it? The
Kulturzeichen.
Kulturzeichen.
I can never seem to get these on tape.
Yeah, Kulturzeichen.
I need to put my whole hand around it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Get it?
Yeah.
That's good. And what else is nice? The paint is basically perfect. It shows a little surface cloudiness, but I would think if somebody waxed this would, because there's no pitting,
No, there's no rust or anything.
it's really a very good scabbard. And the piece was not worn very much either, because look at the black that's still in the web there.
That's not the scabbard underneath it. That's actually part of the fitting, right?
Yeah. Look at that, how that black is all there. The black was put in there to give you the impression that the fitting is an open fitting, but it's not. And usually it's all worn off, and it's quite rare to see all of that black in there like that. So
nothing wrong with that.
no, this is a very nice NCO sword.
Got some good length to it too.
Yeah, I like it a lot. And also, just by looking at the shape and all, this was not worn much. See that? I mean, it just really...
Yeah, there's no bangs, there's no scratch.
No,
It's
not a ding, nothing in the scabbard. It's just perfect. So that's a good Degen for somebody looking for a nice NCO. Boy, that's it's got everything. Plus, with that early no maker too, that's a good thing. And then lastly, I have what I consider really a fantastic imperial naval sword. The amount of gilt that's on this is just unreal. Look at that. It's just perfect. It's a type of lion head that didn't have the eyes in it.
I can't see it.
I'll show it to you here.
Don't spill my drink.
Nope. You see that? It just has the engraved eyes. And it has a beautiful ivory grip, and it has the triple brass wire with the center being twisted. But look how tight the wire is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like...
Yeah, you don't see that with Imperial.
No. And there's not a chip or a crack or anything in the grip. It's just beautiful. And then it's named, the person's name was Mundler. And I did look this man up. Fortunately, there's only one Mundler on the rank list, the Imperial rank list, and I found the man, and he was a doctor, and maybe that's why the sword's in such condition. He was He was a Capitan Lieutenant, which was a pretty high rank. That's like a colonel in the Army. And he was assigned to a hospital in Heidelberg. So apparently he wasn't toting this sword around the ships. He was not a youngster. He was born in 1866, and he joined the Navy in 1886, and his rank of Capitan Lieutenant was in 1902, and that's probably when he bought this sword. And I'll show you.
Let me see the back of that real quick with the mane there going down.
Here you mean, or where?
No, this.
The lion's mane. It's beautiful, the gilt. Yeah. And another thing too, look at the gilt inside in the inside basket hilt.
Yeah. He's like, thank you, and he put that away.
He put it away. This sword is hardly, and I'll show you another reason why it's hardly been worn. When we flip up the lock, when you see this blade, it's an incredible blade. It's all made in here Damascus with the imperial etch in it.
Who's the maker there? We're starting.
WKNC, and it's got the king and the knight head, which fits in with the 1902 promotion too. And look at the beautiful engraving.
Yeah.
And the damask pattern in the blade is absolutely perfect. There's not a sign of any age in it anywhere. It's just beautiful. Can you get that damask, Bob?
Trying.
Yeah. It's really, really nice. And then on the...
Just take it, hold it there for a sec.
All right.
Yeah, that's a great pattern, made in here.
Yeah. And then on the other side, on the back strap here, it has the store where he bought this sword, which apparently had offices in Kiel as well as Wilhelmshaven, which were the two naval harbors. And I can't read it upside down, but I think it says Fuhr and Hertz, is it? Fuhr and Hertz. That was the name of the store. And then on the back of the blade, you got the same beautiful detail, and it also says it's damask steel.
That's a nice piece.
Yeah, for somebody looking for a really well-conditioned imperial piece, considering this is what, 125 years old almost. And what's interesting too, that I noticed that you don't see very often on a naval sword, usually they'll have staples in the fittings.
It's not there.
This one
Screws,
has screws. Oh, 3 screws on it.
Which is so much better, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, well,
because once they those scabbards, the fittings, they start getting pushed and pulled, and then all of a sudden they're flying off the thing.
And the leather, it's got a couple scratches on it, but if somebody wanted to put some really good shoe polish on here, that would cover all that.
There's no way any of these panels on the blade were ever gilded, though.
No, it didn't have gilt. It didn't have gilt. But it is what it is, and it's that's about the best you're ever going to see in that kind of a Damascus. And then another part that's interesting, on the lower chape, for some reason, this appears to have been
look at that.
cut off that way. I don't know why.
I bet you it got banged. No, that doesn't look like it's...
Maybe it was made that way.
That's the way it was made.
Yeah, apparently it was, yeah.
You have to check your old Acorn or WKC.
Well, I've seen a lot of WKC naval swords, and I've never seen that shape of a chape.
It doesn't look like it was damaged, and that's a repair or anything.
No, it just was made that way. So when it was carried, it rested like that.
Maybe he was riding in a car for a couple 100 miles and then his sword was hanging out.
No, I don't think so. But that's a real honey,
Yeah, it's a nice piece, Bob.
and I don't think you're going to do any better than that with the condition. Plus, you have the man's name, and like I say, because he was a doctor assigned to Heidelberg, there's no ocean in Heidelberg. The only thing in Heidelberg is the river going by, the Gemunda, I think, is the name of it. And I doubt if he was sailing down the river in a battleship. So he just bought the sword because, hey, he was a Capitan Leutnant. So there you go, guys. I think a very nice thing.
Well, maybe he was a doctor in more of like an academic way.
No, he. It says Marine Stab Erze. Erze is a doctor, staff doctor.
Okay, he would.
Yeah. So, so there you go. I think that's kind of a neat thing, and as I say, if you're looking for the best of the best for your Imperial Naval collection, I think this would pretty well score right up there at the top. So that's all we have for you guys. We didn't have a lot of stuff this time, but was some interesting things, weren't there, Rob?
Oh, very interesting.
There always is, I guess, and I think next week we're going to have a couple of guests. You people all remember Barry Smith and Michelle, and they'll be coming here next week, I think. I hope, anyhow. And we'll have an unboxing with them, and then Barry always gives us some good tips on field gear and pass books and things like that. He knows a lot about that kind of stuff. So we'll see you then, collectors. And if you have any questions or whatever, send us an email or give us a call, and we'd be happy to answer them. And once again, thanks for watching. We really appreciate it. Prost.